So what if the person building the world's most powerful AI wasn't your typical Silicon Valley CEO? What if he was a chess prodigy who became a neuroscientist? Well, that's Demis Hassabis of Google DeepMind, and his unique approach is reshaping our future in ways you might not even realize. Let's break it down.
Okay, let's start with the mission statement that's at the heart of it all. This quote, it's not just some corporate slogan they put on a poster. It is literally the blueprint for DeepMind. The goal isn't just to build smarter apps. No, it's to fundamentally crack the code of intelligence itself, and then use that key to unlock solutions to humanity's biggest problems.
You see, to really get a handle on DeepMind's incredible breakthroughs, you first have to understand the mind of the guy who co-founded it. And his journey? Well, it's anything but a straight line to a corner office in Silicon Valley. This path right here shows you the blend of skills that became DeepMind's secret sauce. Think about it. He wasn't just one thing. He was a chess prodigy, mastering complex strategy. He was a game designer, literally building entire worlds from scratch. And then he became a cognitive neuroscientist, trying to reverse engineer the human brain. That combination is absolutely key to everything that comes next. His PhD work was a real light bulb moment. He found this incredibly deep connection between our memory of the past and our ability to imagine the future. He realized they aren't separate things. They're two sides of the same coin. And this wasn't just some interesting trivia for a science journal. It became the core insight for how he wanted to build artificial intelligence. So this led him to a really powerful idea. For an AI to be truly, genuinely intelligent, it couldn't just be a machine that was great at matching patterns. It had to be built with principles inspired by our own brains. It needed to integrate memory, planning, and even a form of imagination to build its own understanding of the world. Okay, so you have this really cool neuroscience-inspired philosophy, but how do you prove it actually works? Well, DeepMind didn't exactly start small. They went straight for problems that had stumped the smartest people on the planet for decades. First up, the ancient game of Go. A game with more possible moves than there are atoms in the known universe. It was seen as the ultimate grand challenge for AI, but AlphaGo didn't just study human games. The real magic was that it played against itself millions and millions of times, discovering strategies that no human had ever even thought of. Its victory in 2016 wasn't just a win, it was a major leap forward for the entire field. But here's the thing you have to understand about Hassabis. Games were never the end goal. Not at all. For him, they were the perfect training ground, right? A controlled environment where you could perfect your AI techniques. Once AlphaGo proved the method worked, he immediately pivoted the team toward a much bigger quest in the real world. And this is where it all pays off. I mean, really pays off. The team built AlphaFold to solve the 50-year-old protein folding problem. And the result? It predicted the structure of nearly every protein known to science, over 200 million of them. That data is now freely available to every scientist in the world, and it's accelerating drug discovery and disease research at a pace we couldn't have dreamed of just a few years ago. Of course, this kind of world-changing success doesn't come easy. It creates a whole new universe of complex challenges, especially when you're a leader trying to run what is essentially a pure research lab inside one of the biggest corporations on Earth. This really gets to the heart of the pressure cooker Demis Hassabis lives in every single day. On one side, you've got the visionary scientist who wants to pour resources into long-shot research to unlock AGI and solve these huge challenges. But on the other side, you've got the CEO, who has to answer to Alphabet, justify enormous costs, and figure out how to turn all this incredible science into actual products, all while navigating some seriously tricky ethical minefields. So this means his biggest challenges aren't just technical, they're about people and priorities. It's a constant juggling act. You've got this tension between pure exploration, the AGI research, and exploitation, which means turning research into products. He's managing these insane compute and energy costs, and maybe most importantly, he's trying to maintain a healthy ethical culture for some of the most brilliant scientific minds on the planet. That is not an easy job. So when you step back and look at this unique balancing act, it makes you ask a bigger question. Is Demis Hassabis actually creating a whole new kind of leadership model for the 21st century? When you put him side by side with his peers, the difference is just stark. While other leaders might be measured by user growth or market share, or even by safety metrics, Hassabis's key performance metric has always been something else. Landmark, peer-reviewed scientific breakthroughs. He's just playing a totally different game. And that, right there, is what defines him as this new archetype, the scientist CEO. His main deliverable isn't a quarterly profit report. It's provable, repeatable, scientific progress,
that can then be applied to solve real problems, whether it's in biology, medicine, or material science. Which brings us to this final question to think about. In this new era of frontier technologies that have the power to completely reshape our world, maybe the most effective leaders aren't the ones just focused on the next product cycle. Maybe they're the ones, like Demis Hassabis, who are playing the longest game of all.